Well, pretty seasonable temps today, according to Greg. Today and tomorrow
Yeah.
is expected to be very nice.
At the same time, it's hard not to have every day just feel cold at this time of year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've lived around here for a long time, people, and I know you're saying stop, complaining so much, but cold is cold.
It's hard to get used to. Let's send it over to Greg on how this weekend's going to look.
Well, for some of us, we enjoy the cold and get used to it, and some of us don't like the heat and humidity at all, too. So we are looking at a few slick spots for the morning commute, potentially. There's a little bit of a light freezing drizzle potential out there with the flurry activity. It's very fine, so we might see some of that, if any. Something to keep in mind of. I think most areas will remain good, but that is the possibility. We have more flurries, probably maybe in a few snow showers potential in Friday afternoon, but still temperatures overall seasonable because we're going to start off in the 20s in the morning time, so we'll get up a little bit. Well, there's plenty of cloud cover, and then the next opportunity for accumulating snow, and this definitely looks like we will get some accumulation. That'll come Saturday night through Sunday morning, although we'll probably see some snow continuing beyond that. That's probably the period where we'll see the most accumulation. Right now, that little line, if it's struggling to hold together, but it is coming through. And with that flurry activity, once again, you can even see a little bit of freezing drizzle with this line that pushes across too. Very fine. It's pretty much pushed east of Eau Claire, so they're done with it. Most of the areas west of La Crosse are pretty much done with it. So that's all we're going to be expecting tonight as it pushes across the area. Really, that is it. The winds will turn around from the northwest. That'll begin to pick up towards the morning hour. We still could see a little bit of flurry activity. You can see up here, there. That's where you could also see a little bit of freezing drizzle mixed in as this cold air begins to push to the area with that northwest wind. Otherwise, cloud cover will be the rule for most of the day Friday. Towards the afternoon, I think that's when you might see a little bit uptick in the shower activity, potentially really for northeast areas. You'll see that kind of pop up here a little bit towards the afternoon right there. That would be some flurries or maybe a shower activity. Otherwise, the northwest wind will probably make those 20s feel more like the teens. And then we'll have some clearing skies, or at least partial clearing going into Friday night, and set up some colder temps going into Saturday, but nothing too unusual for this time of the year. There's your high temperatures, mid to upper 20s, because we're going to start off around 20, so it doesn't take much to actually get back up. And these are a little bit above average for this time of year. And then as we go into Saturday, pretty much similar, a little bit cooler just because we're going to start off colder, but overall pretty average. Cloud cover will be an increase. It should remain dry through most of Saturday with that wind out of the south. Regarding that next system, this one is a little bit low that's going to push across the area. And timing wise, we're looking really at probably, there we go, it starts going. Right there, we'll begin to see this line begin to push potentially towards about 6 to 7. We may see some of this begin to approach the area. Then it's going to expand in coverage probably some point Saturday night to early Sunday morning. All this covers the area. And by about 6 to 7, I think the main area will push east of it. We'll still see lingering showers potentially into Sunday afternoon. You'll start feeling the cold air begin to approach on Sunday afternoon, and the winds begin to pick up too. That'll be the bigger story as we go into next week. Snow amounts right now 1 to 3 for a lot of areas. There could be some areas that do pick up close to 4. A little bit in question where that is, but I think generally the heaviest amounts will be kind of northeast of the area. And once again, the bigger story going beyond that is going to be the temperatures, because Sunday will be fine. But as we go into Monday, you're going to see definitely much colder conditions. In fact, we could be below 0 going into Tuesday morning. Some areas could be even teens below 0, given that we might have a snowpack available around the area. The good news is, if you don't like the cold, it doesn't last too long. It looks like we're going to get back to freezing towards the second half of next week, too.
There we go. Some upside right there.
There.
Thank you, Greg.